Hello, my name is Alexis Bowen, and I'm going to be doing my final video for you today. My educational philosophy is really a student centered learning environment. I don't really want to be up there lecturing the whole time. I want to have my students talk to me and really um, pair up with me to make the education for them better. Also, while I'm learning, they're learning as well. So I don't want to be just cramming information into them and me not getting any feedback from them. I want feedback so I can improve my lessons and really focus on them as students. So overall, my philosophy is a positive learning environment that my students can grow, where I can grow as well. And I want to see my students really be comfortable with me after class, so coming to me and asking me questions, or even collaborating with each other in the classroom, because I don't want everybody to be falling behind because they are afraid to ask what they want or want to learn. I really want to focus on that. And some central tenets for me for teaching is positive learning environment, so not afraid to ask questions. Really focus on the material that they are struggling with. So me asking them questions on what they're struggling with. Um, really, learning is all about the students. So any home life issues that I'm going through has to go out the window and cannot be in the classroom, or else that is going to affect the students' learning ability because of either my grumpy behavior because of something going on at home, or I'm sad and don't really feel like teaching, so I'm just doing like bad lessons. Anything that is personal needs to stay out of the classroom. So that's like a main thing for me, and also that's a main thing for my students as well, unless it's like serious. So if it's something like a little scuffle between the students, I don't really want them to think that that has to inhibit their learning. I want them to still be focused on learning. So that's kind of like what my educational philosophy is, just a little blip about it. Heart for teaching. So, heart for teaching really means that you have the passion to teach, and this is what you want to do. There's nothing else in your mind that makes you think, oh, I want to do that instead. You really are into teaching and you want to learn as well as the students, and you really want to improve yourself as a teacher, where there are some teachers in the field who don't really have the passion for teaching, and it kind of shows in the lessons they give. The students either have like a really hard time learning, they don't really enjoy having that teacher. They feel that that teacher has like no experience, which can come off because they don't really know what they're doing because they don't really care. So I think heart for teaching is like really a good phrase for teaching because it really shows that there are passionate teachers out there who really want to make sure that students succeed, which we need. We're running low on teachers, and actually we need more. So I think that's like a great phrase to stand by, even for me as a teacher. Like I think that's a good way to go. So the good of Heart for Teaching is that changes in education can happen because teachers are so passionate about their students that they want to improve the education system, which I think needs to happen for the U.S. Our education system isn't completely the best. There are other countries that are better, such as Finland, because I did that book for my facilitation was Finnish lessons. Like they have a great education system, and everybody loves the education system. Like everybody in the community is a part of like helping their education system. So there are other countries that are better, and even though like we still have like good scores for like tests and stuff, that doesn't necessarily mean our education system is the best. So I think there's like having a heart for teaching will really improve uh, education systems, or the educational values that we get from the system. Uh, so my growth for the semester. Well, at the beginning of the year, I just lectured the whole time. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I just went off a PowerPoint like I've done in high school presentations and just read off that PowerPoint, and that really inhibited what good I could come out of teaching. I really seen growth in the way that I plan out my lessons. I see that there are like more activities I could be doing within lessons, and I've really seen myself have more confidence in teaching. So I wanted to teach, but like at the beginning of the semester, I got kind of anxiety because I felt like I was going to do bad. And I realized teaching really isn't that bad. It doesn't have a lot of like stigma behind it. You don't have a lot of fear. It's really laid back if you make it laid back. Because if you make it so serious and intense, then you're going to be a stressed up ball. Like I would be a stressed up ball if I kept it so intense, but because I am more relaxed when giving my lessons, I think that really helps in my teaching because it makes the students feel that I am confident in what I'm doing, so they're going to feel confident in what they're learning. And I feel like that's very important for them because if you're not confident in what you're giving, the students are going to feel very confident in what they're getting out of the class, and they're going to feel like they're missing things, which you don't want, because if it comes to tests like ACTs or something like that, they really want to feel like they know the information that you're giving them. And if they really want to go into that field that you're teaching, like you want to make sure that they don't feel that they're missing anything, that they're not getting what they can, the most of what they want out of the lessons. So that's really needs to be the focus on what you need to be doing. So some teaching strategies are like think, share, pair. Somebody mentioned that in the class, and I thought that was really good. Also, they have a lot of other strategies such as like Socratic Circle. I think that's really important because it gets the students talking with each other and they feel comfortable to talk with each other, so that's a very good strategy. Also, just making activities for them, because if you don't have activities, it's going to just be a lecture and it's going to be very boring. Even doing worksheets like with the lesson isn't really an activity. You need to have very creative, thoughtful activities. So the assignment that impacted me the most was really the facilitation at the end of the year. That really got you to, one, work with teachers, because you're going to have to work with teachers in the field. So working with other students in my class really got me thinking about how I'd work with teachers in the field in my future career. So that was really good. And also you got to teach to a huge group of people and really see how they felt about your lesson and the feedback they were giving you, because in the past facilitations you only taught to like one or like two or three, like a couple, but this one it was like a full-size classroom, and you really got to see how your lesson and like what you can improve on, even for such a big lesson, a long lesson. Because for me in high school, I'm going to be teaching like 45-minute, 50-minute periods, so it really got me thinking about how I should set up my lesson for that long of a span and know when to take a break and do something else, because it becomes too lecture-y. Like for our facilitation, it was a little bit more lecture. We had them moving around, but we didn't intend for it to be so lectured based, but it ended up being that way, and I think we could have changed that and not have as much talking. So I thought that was really good, and I really enjoyed the class. It gets you into the field very fast, and it really throws you in on lesson plans. I've always wanted to learn how to make lesson plans, and now I know how to make them and how I can change them to fit my lessons. So yeah, I loved the class and it was great. Thank you.